The Bounty Hunter. Written by John J. Law. Narrated by Tom Fria. Chapter 1. Tracking Them Down. The life of a bounty hunter can be a lonely one. For the longest time he thought he had accepted this. After all, he had been in this line of work for quite some time now. The bounty hunter had come to understand and accept the nature of his job as a hired gun. He knew that the job demanded he place his life on the line for the promise of a potential bounty. He knew that this kind of job often gave people like him a fearsome kind of reputation. It was something you needed. After all, you had to strike some kind of fear in the hearts of men. It was this kind of fear that sometimes made all the difference between life and death. It was also this kind of fear that made a bounty hunter like him some kind of outcast, a pariah of sorts. The bounty hunter had come to accept all of this as part of the job, or at least that was what he thought. None of this mattered to the bounty hunter as he crouched behind the thick bushes in front of him. He peered behind the leaves and small branches and could see an old shack in front of him. The shack was made of wood that was rotting and covered with moss, mushrooms, and other fungi. The shack appeared as if it could barely stand and would come crashing down any minute. It seemed to be a minor miracle that it was still standing. The bounty hunter paused and thought about it for a moment. He wondered how Boyd Kirkson and his men managed to spot this decrepit shack in the middle of these woods. They must have stumbled upon it in the middle of one of their wanderings. Perhaps Boyd had his men constructed on this spot. After all, it was definitely a good spot for what they were doing. Boyd and his men had conducted frequent raids on the small town of Blessings, and the shack was the perfect hideout. It was close enough to the small town to ride there conveniently, but also deep enough into the woods to be inconspicuous. The bounty hunter had to admit that Kirkson was a smart bandit. "Gotta say, if I wanted to raid and terrorize a town like Blessings consistently, this would be the spot I would do it," the bounty hunter said to himself. He waited patiently behind the bush, crouching to make sure his large frame would not be noticed. Hunched and crouched like he was, the bounty hunter was hard to be seen.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?